Hello guys, it's Juliana and welcome back to another video. Today I have a really cool video that I think you guys will like. It's being blind versus being deaf. I thought this would be a cool one, so let's get into the video. So, like I said in the title, today's video is being blind versus being deaf. I'm blind, so I can tell you sort of what it's like to be blind myself and the technology I use versus the technology a deaf person uses. Now, I don't specifically think I know any completely deaf people, but I do know some of the technology that they use. Let's start with being blind. Being blind, you use something called a Braille Writer. A Braille Writer has 6 keys and a keyboard, and I will insert a picture right here. And it makes dots that symbolize certain letters, all the letters and all the numbers. And there's a number key, and you put a letter, you put like a dot, a number sign, and a dot 1 equals the number 1. So, yeah, that's one thing that you use when you are blind. The second thing that we often use when we are blind is a cane. It's to help us get around, move around, and see things. Number 3, the third thing that we use is a voiceover software. No matter if it's voiceover on an iPhone, voiceover on a computer, which most likely is JAWS or Fusion, or what's another one? Zoom Text isn't really voiceover, but it zooms things in. I don't use necessarily as the Zoom as much as most people, because for some reason it doesn't help me. But yeah, so that's quite a few of the things that we use being blind. So now let's go into if you're deaf. So if you're deaf, you can't hear, but you can still see. One of the main things that deaf people use is sign language. This is the letter A in sign language. This is the letter B in sign language. This is the letter C, D, E, and I forgot F. But that's what they use their hands to communicate since they can't hear. And yeah, and another software that I've heard, another thing that I've heard of deaf people using is a lot of captions. But if you were blind, you wouldn't be able to see captions, so you wouldn't be able to necessarily read the captions. But since they can't hear and they can see it, they use captions. Versus the blind people that can't see captions, so we use voiceover. So that Siri or some other technology just voices what's on our screen because we can't see it. So, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, being blind, you can also use a guide dog. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff that you use while being blind and being deaf. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe down below, hit the bell next to it for notifications.